Wednesdays, 1 o'clock, we like to delve into our SEETEC Pluss Hour. And this week we're going to be announcing on behalf of Plus Somerset, a new initiative funded by the UK Community Renewal Fund. And that's called Engage Somerset. We're going to be finding out more about the project this afternoon. And to start us off, we're going to be joined by Lisa Pearce, who is the project manager for Engage Somerset. Good afternoon, Lisa.
Hi there.
Great to have you on the show. How are you today? You well?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, very good.
Excellent stuff. Well, let's kick off. Would you tell us a little bit about the initiative and how it's kind of come about and what the aim of the project is?
Right, okay. I mean, as you said, it's part of the Community Renewal Fund that is funded through UK central government. Our project, Engage Somerset, is to connect with those probably more disengaged from their communities across 3 communities in Somerset: Chard, Glastonbury and Highbridge. Our aim is to connect with 500 residents living in those areas from a sort of health wellbeing perspective, really, get them outside more, connected more with themselves, with each other, their community, through health and wellbeing, essentially.
And we're very privileged to go up to Somerset last week as part of the wellbeing tour. Some beautiful places in Somerset. It must be some really nice places to get out and explore.
Absolutely. But I think, the pandemic has affected us all, hasn't it, in sort of lots of different ways. I think a lot of people don't really take advantage of what's on their doorstep for lots of different reasons. So hopefully we're going to be able to support them to get outside in nature. We all know that's good for our health and well-being anyway. Healthy mind, healthy body. You can make some better sort of life choices, really. And that's really the aim of what we're going to be doing, using Fitbits as a motivator, which is going really well with people. So everybody has a free Fitbit as they sign up to the project. Just to help them sort of be motivated, sort of set themselves their own sort of challenges around sort of health and fitness, etc.
That's a really great idea, because having that kind of tool in your arsenal is really, really useful. Speaking from personal experience, somebody who's been trying to lose some weight this year, having an app that you can kind of check in and log your information, see how you're doing, follow your progress is really helpful.
Absolutely. I mean, likewise with me, it'd be something that I'd find sort of quite useful. But the feedback from the people that we're working with is it is sort of being that motivating tool. When they walk to the supermarket, they're going the sort of longer route to the supermarket. Sort of simple things like that. It's steps in the right direction, literally steps in the right direction, actually. But yeah, that's where our starting point is. With our participants, sort of doing walks, connecting them with one another. People often don't want to go walking on their own, so we're sort of pulling groups together so they can sort of go out together and just chat, have fun and just connect with each other, really. It's simple, but it's something that we don't always do.
Yeah, no, sometimes just having that kind of little refresher reminder is really, really useful. We know Plus are great at working in partnership, and this new project, Engage Somerset, it's no different. Lots of support and services available. Tell us a little bit about who's on board.
So we're our main delivery partners, as well as ourselves, as SASP, Somerset Activity and Sports Partnership, that are working at Chard and Highbridge with particular cohorts of people that are, again, not working around. In Chard, it's specifically using freedom leisure, people accessing sort of swimming pool, whatever gym activities they want, again, just to help them with their anxiety they may have, etc. We have also got Cosmic, one of our delivery partners as well, so anything digital. We're helping people with health apps, with online banking, with employability related things, all sorts of things. Anything, getting on Zoom, Teams. Gosh, I think we all struggled with Teams when the lockdown first started, and sort of having to connect with people in a different way. All sorts of things digital related, and we can also help people with kit. Smartphones, tablets, just so they are more connected with their community and so they can access learning, training, whatever they want.
It sounds like the project's really thought about all different aspects around.
Absolutely. We're on board with Somerset Skills and Learning as well, who are going to be delivering for our participants in our communities that we're working within, so that people don't have to go miles to go and access learning and training, which is a difficult thing for a lot of people, especially in the rural areas. Buses aren't that frequent, they're expensive. So the aim is to bring what people need to their communities, and that's what we're actually doing, working in partnership with lots of different providers locally. It's really exciting.
Yeah, it sounds really great. I really like this. We were talking to our friends at the Positive People team this morning about some of the work they've been doing and the employment journey. And we were saying about how the movement towards employment journey, it can be quite challenging, especially if your well-being's not necessarily in the best it could be. So starting with the importance of well-being and looking after yourself and getting yourself in a better place is a big part of that journey, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's why, our tagline is inspiring healthy change. And that does start from, being more active, being, sort of, some people might feel a little bit selfish to sort of take themselves out for a walk when there's other things that need to be done. But it's really important to focus on your own well-being, because then you can, support the families, because obviously a lot of sort of families that the people that we're working with, but healthy body, healthy mind. And it's all about sort of those achievable goals so that they can sort of focus on employment as perhaps an option for them that they might not have considered before, because, they're not, that they've lost the motivation or the will to perhaps focus on those sorts of things. So we're very much about sort of starting from those points, and just getting excited, being out in nature, being with other people, communicating, chatting, all the things that we take for granted, and perhaps lots of people have lost those skills through the sort of lockdown situation, and that's still affecting people. People are sort of quite nervous to sort of make that step into the world of just their local community, let alone work. So that's why the focus is very much on that. Obviously, what we do is all focus on employability as well. The basic things around CVs, interview preparation, all those sort of general employability things. But it's not just about that. It's about the stripping it right back to the sort of the basics, really.
And do you think, like you said about the pandemic there, a lot of us have found ourselves really kind of questioning and things have changed quite a lot. Do you think we're more receptive now to understanding the importance of looking after ourselves?
Absolutely. I think, people that might have had issues with their anxiety pre-pandemic, the impact of that must be huge. And, we're working with a local school in Highbridge at the moment. We've just started a collaboration there. And it's really, really high in the Highbridge community, particularly with anxiety, so much so that children at the local school, their attendance rate were down to sort of 17% because the parents just couldn't leave their houses. So what was our sanctuaries have become their prisons. So we're just sort of trying to sort of come up with solutions and ways that perhaps we can encourage people to, to come out more and hopefully have a positive impact on their anxieties they're experiencing at the moment.
Well, this sounds like an amazing thing for the people of Somerset. How can people get in touch? How can they get more information from you guys? How can they get involved?
All sorts of different ways. Obviously through our website, through the Plus Facebook page. All my coaches have got their own Facebook pages as well, so sort of linked in with their community. So whatever's happening in the community, being a walking group, an art group, or a drop-in, in their communities, we would have the coach will have a Facebook page they can connect with in a private message through there. Text, email. We want to make it simple for people to engage with us, because often with lots of programs, paperwork or the process to actually sign up initially is quite tricky. So it could be a simple text to one of the coaches, can you give me a call, I'm really interested in the project, and we'll initiate that contact really with them. So it's just to make it as easy, as simplified and as straightforward as possible to come on board. And the more, we want to connect with 500 people across those communities. We've got the resources, we've got the passion, enthusiasm to do it. So yeah, that's what we're about.
And that comes across every time I speak to a member of the Plus team or a participant who's maybe been on that journey, just how personal and how easy the whole process is made. So that's lovely. Yeah. That's really lovely. Lisa, thank you so much for your time today. Great to hear about the project.
It's been a pleasure.
We wish you all the best, and hopefully we'll get to check in with you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Lisa, that's great. Really good to hear about this project, and that the kind of empowering people to really, get outside and enjoy the stuff, but also kind of, for their own employment journeys as well. What we're going to do now, we are going to have a little film now, I think, if that's right. So let's have a look.
Hello there, my name's Lisa and I'm the project manager for Engage Somerset. Engage Engage Somerset is a project that lasts for 6 months, delivered in Highbridge, Glastonbury and Chard, and it's to engage people living in the community that aren't working around their health and wellbeing, digital skills, etc. Yeah, so 4 coaches are going to be working in various parts of the community in those towns, trying to engage people onto the programme to help them through walking groups, through workshops of different sorts, all sorts of different activities that will be going on within those particular communities. I've got Charlotte.
Hi, I'm Charlotte and I'm going to be looking after Glastonbury on the Engage Somerset project.
Josh.
I'll be covering the Glastonbury area and Highbridge area.
Judy.
Hi, my name's Julie and I'm going to be the community coach in Chard.
And Claire.
Hi, my name's Claire and I work in the Highbridge area as a community coach. Okay, now in Highbridge we're going to be offering a number of things for you. There's going to be health and wellbeing walks, but don't think we're just walking along talking, because one of them is going to be called Buggy Boogie. You can bring your kids along in buggies, or why not just bring your kids along anyway, even if they're walking along. And we do a walk and then we do various exercises within the walk.
So yeah, we're focused on providing a holistic service to tailor our approach to whatever the people who come to us need to help them move forward, whether it be getting a bit fitter, finding a job, creating a CV.
Looking after their health and wellbeing. We're doing lots of walking groups and hopefully setting up some art projects in the future with the local community.
Or maybe just even having a coffee with somebody so you're not so isolated all the time. Basically, the way I'm going to work is the project's for you. We will do what you want to do, anything to improve your life quality.
We have got some things to give away. We've got some Fitbits that people will be able to access, and hopefully that will inspire people to get a little bit more active, set themselves some personal goals and challenges, and also manage their sleep pattern a little bit better and have a bit more understanding of sleep and the importance of it.
If you're 18 plus, you're living in those areas, you're welcome to come and see us.
There you go, some great information there. Thank you so much to the guys for sharing that. If you just joined us, hello, you're watching Chaos TV and we're talking about Engage Somerset today, brought to you by Plus. Time for another guest now. We've spoken to a community coach for the Engage Somerset team. Now we're going to have a lovely chat with NIKKI, who has actually benefited from the support of Engage Somerset and Plus. Afternoon, NIKKI.
Hiya.
Thank you so much for coming on Chaos TV. How are you today? You well?
I'm well, thank you very much, yes.
Excellent stuff. Well, we can't wait to hear all about your kind of experience. Perhaps you can start off by telling us why you contacted Plus and you got referred into the Engage Somerset initiative.
Well, I started off, a friend actually tagged me in Facebook for the walks because I feel quite isolated and lonely. Obviously because of lockdown and other various things in my life, and I wanted to start building my confidence up basically. So I was going to go for the walk, but I spoke to the coach Julie and I landed up being in a group called Watch, which is on a Wednesday. I go to that, and also there's been lots and lots of support from Julie and from Josh as well. It's kind of like snowballed, I think is the word, and they've just built my confidence, and it's only been 4 weeks, I would say, since I actually joined, and they're just great people. They boost your confidence. We went out for a walk on Monday, and it was really good because there was quite a lot of us, and then they decided they wanted to go back for something to eat at a local pub. Now I went back and I walked back by myself, and I actually walked into the pub by myself, which I wouldn't have done before because they'd all said, "Oh, just ring me," in there. But I thought, no, I'll do it myself. And I actually went up and ordered myself some food and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of that support, I think.
That's really lovely to hear. Can I ask, for maybe some people who might be curious about signing up or joining, were you someone who enjoyed walks before? Had you done much walking? Do you need to be a bit of a walker?
Yeah, no, you don't really, to be honest. No, I am a walker. That's the thing that I love to do. So I knew that was what was the link for me. When I saw that, I thought, yeah, that's great. But no, we went for a walk on Monday, as I say, and it was lots of people with different abilities. They all helped each other out. You don't notice when you're with a group, you don't notice that. You just kind of like, you're all chatting and you just get on and have a walk and a laugh. That's my dog's there. So I took my 2 dogs. It was really, really good. And you know, I've seen some of them today, and they're really looking forward to it. We're doing it every Monday. So, you know, and it's really nice. So, and people are enjoying it. So, yeah.
It looks really good fun, and some lovely pictures here that we're being treated to as well of some of the guys. Talk us through what we're kind of looking at. Oh, there we go, finished.
Well, that was just us all. It's gone. But yeah, and it's really good fun, as I say, and I didn't know really anyone there then. I think there was a couple of people I knew, but they're really nice people, genuine people, you know, and the coaches are absolutely wonderful. To be honest, you know, they're there to back you up.
And thinking about your kind of experience with you said you kind of reached out, you saw it on Facebook, you got tagged in, and you thought, actually, yes, I do want to do this. Tell us a little bit about how the program's kind of helped your self-esteem and your confidence, and why I guess you felt you wanted to give it a go.
I think I wanted to give it a go because I've had. I looked after my mum for 10 years, so I was very isolated. So I needed to get out there and help and do something for myself and just build up my confidence. But I couldn't. I didn't feel I could do that by myself. I've lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry.
No, that's all right. I was just thinking about you recognised that you needed a bit of you wanted to do something and a bit of help and support to kind of help build your confidence and self-esteem, and the walking group and the Engage has really helped you kind of come out of your shell a bit.
It definitely has, and they see your potential. I think that's the thing. They see your potential, and then they just encourage you. Do you know what I mean? It's having that. It's knowing you've got that support. I think that's really helped me. That I know that I can pick up the phone and say to Julie, "Oh, you know, I do this." And Josh has started to do my CV because I want to start doing part-time work if I can, but I want to do it gradually. You know, it's something that obviously we all get scared at times, and it's nice to have that support behind you. You know, to know that you've got that support, that you can say, "Oh, I'm having a really bad day today."
And can I ask, what would you like to do? What would be
I'll give Julie a ring and we'll have a chat. And as I say, John, with my CV.
Yeah, that's great. And I was going to say, can you? No, that's all right. The Teams call's a little bit chunky, but that's all right. We'll carry on. What would your goal be? Where would you want to kind of to go? Because it sounds like you've got a lot of great support around you. You found something you really enjoyed. You've met some new friends. Kind of what's your aspirations? What's your kind of goal?
My goal is to eventually obviously go back into work as in a part-time role. And helping other people, basically, that's what I want to do. But it's finding the right thing for myself, and that's what they're helping me with as well. They're giving me the opportunity. Well, why we'll try this avenue. I've got this number. Perhaps ring this number and chat to this person and chat to that person, and that's what it's about, because they've got all the contacts, which is wonderful. And and they just encourage you to do it, and they're there to help you. So that's inspiration, is to back to doing a part-time job and actually, helping my community, I guess, as well, and give something back. So that's what my goal is. Obviously, we're all different, but that's what it is for me.
I really love that.
And keep that support. Yeah. So that it's important.
And thinking about kind of where you were just before you kind of reached out and the expectations you had going in, and now you're kind of quite through the programme and getting lots of support. Has it met expectations? Has it
more than met my expectations? More than that, I'm blown away by it, actually. To be honest.
Oh, that's so lovely to hear. That's so lovely to hear. Nikki, thank you so much for coming on today. Any advice, any kind of words for people who, again, might be watching this today on the Facebook channel and thinking, actually, I might go for this, but I'm a bit nervous. What would you say?
Oh, well, honestly, there's so much support. You know, they're so good, the coaches, that you know, and they keep encouraging you. That's the thing. And there's other, you know, we're all here to help each other, really. That's what it's about, you know, to help each other out. You know, and become a group. So that's all I can say. Give it a go, you know, and give different things a go. That's the thing, you know. Not everything's going to suit everybody. Same as me. You know, there's some things that I know that I'll probably think, oh, no, I'm not interested in that. But, you know, just give it a go. You can't lose anything by it.
Great advice. Nikki, thank you so much for coming on to Chaos TV
friends
today.
And gain your confidence. It's really good.
And thank you for coming on.
I recommend it personally.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you all the best.
Worries.
Do check back in with us very soon. We'd love to see how you're getting on.
Okay then. Thanks very much. Okay,
Thank
cheers
you.
then.
That's Nikki there. Nikki was or is a participant on Engage Somerset, which is great. Thank you, Nikki. And it sounds like really, really good stuff happening there. It's interesting how. So, like, for myself, I think funny enough, we're having a conversation in the studio earlier about running and how I couldn't think of anything worse than running. But until you try things, until you're kind of brave enough to kind of reach out, it's amazing where these things can go. And Nikki, there's a great example of somebody who's, again, tagged in on Facebook, which I love. That's the community, really like friends saying, look, have a go at this. Have you seen these guys? Why not give it a try? What have you got to lose? And Nikki has jumped in there and had a go. She's met new friends. She's really enjoying kind of getting out and walking and stuff. It's something that she's enjoyed before, but it leads into other things, doesn't it? About building up confidence, building up fitness, building about health and feeling better about yourself to go, actually, how can I continue on in my employment journey? And we wish Nikki all the best. It sounds like a great programme. Thank you so much for coming on and share that. Look, if you want to get in touch, 01872228844 is the WhatsApp number. If you want to reach out, if you've got any comments or questions, or if you do want to kind of signpost into anything, we can share that information for you. It's at Chaos TV UK on Facebook and Twitter. And of course, you can email hello@thisischchaos.co.uk anytime you like. Middle of the night, whatever. We don't mind. Okay, let's go on to another guest now. And it's as part of the Engage Somerset initiative. One of the partners who are supporting the project is the amazing Cosmic, an organisation who specialise in digital skills training and technical support. And I'm very pleased to be joined this afternoon by Lee, a digital skills advisor from Cosmic. Afternoon, Lee.
Hello, hiya.
Great to have you on the show, Lee. We had the pleasure of meeting some of your team at the Minehead Eye last week at the Wellbeing event. So we were very familiar with some of the work you do. Great stuff. But for people who maybe missed that event, do tell us kind of what type of things do Cosmic do? What services do you provide? And how are you helping in the big part of Engage Somerset?
Yeah, good question. So Cosmic is a social enterprise company. It's based in Honiton in Devon. They do a lot of things, really. IT, technical support. There's website development, digital consultancy. That's the sort of commercial side of it. But there's a lot of input and involvement and support with a lot of projects like Engage. So you may have heard of Positive People and some other projects. So yeah, heavily involved in those and been working on those kind of projects for many years now. The Engage project, as hopefully you and a lot of listeners have been learning about, is a relatively new one. It's been running for three months now. Around Somerset in the three key areas. And just really enjoying getting teeth into something a bit different.
I imagine quite a busy time over the last few years for you guys, because everyone found themselves suddenly in a situation where they had to learn new things or live their lives online.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a push, some people reluctantly more than others. where they've been forced to, because of the COVID pandemic and working from home and Zoom and video calls becoming the norm. A lot of services have been forced online and people having to access those kind of key services. Yeah, it's been very busy, but it's been rewarding. It's been really enjoyable to be able to help people so that they're not feeling like they're left behind or socially excluded. It's been good, and projects like this give companies like ours, Cosmic, and individuals like myself, just something really valuable and rewarding to do to help people.
And we were saying earlier when we were talking to Lisa about the kind of, it's great that we're matching up well-being, kind of getting outside, walking, but then also bringing in technology as well, where you can kind of track your progress and set yourself goals and see how you're doing. What would you say are some of the common barriers and challenges faced by people when it comes to digital skills and technology?
Yeah, well, mainly confidence. There's a sort of big barrier for people with their confidence levels. A lot of people feel like they don't have the skills or the abilities, and they don't want to break things. They just won't take those first couple of steps, and then when they actually, and we find this a lot, once they actually get past that initial barrier and a bit of confidence grows, they become like a sponge. They really want to learn stuff, and it opens up a whole new world for them. That's a big barrier. Obviously, the cost of devices. So a lot of people we work with don't have access to devices, so laptops and smartphones. There is sort of funding in place to support those people to get a device. And again, once they've got them, they usually sort of really embrace it and just run with it. And hopefully with our support and a bit of training, we can marry the two together, a bit of confidence and having the abilities and skills and the equipment to do it, that they can get to where they want to be, really.
I've got to say, I love the whole idea of this, because as somebody who in the family is the token old Nath'll fix it because maybe mum and dad don't understand, or granny doesn't understand, and it's not just about understanding what I can do with getting online or the new technology that comes my way. It's about, like you say, accessing it. There's so much choice out there now, so a lot of people say, well, what should I buy? What's going to work for me? Do I need to spend lots of money when this is going to be suitable? And also, like you say, I think my mum is a classic one where she's always afraid to do stuff because she might break it. And then that's it, £500 down the drain. So having somebody who can kind of mentor them and talk them through and be available to kind of help support them must be so beneficial.
I think so, yeah. And we get some great feedback from people, that they're always, really grateful for that support. And we do it usually on a one-to-one basis. So it's nice and relaxed. It's nice and comfortable. You don't feel like you're pressured. If you're in a shop kind of environment, you feel like, oh, I'm holding the group back, that kind of thing. We do workshops, but usually it's a kind of one-to-one basis. So we can be that sort of support and that sort of go-to person to really help them out.
And I think, you kind of mentioned there, but because kind of specifically people who are coming onto the Engage Somerset programme, what type of kind of support can they expect from you? So we link in quite heavily with the other coaches. So I know you spoke with Lisa earlier, sort of gave an overview and saw the video. So you met some of the other coaches in the video. So they do a lot of stuff in terms of walking groups, which they mentioned. There's cooking clubs that are in the pipeline, I think, or already started running. And where we try and kind of plug into that is to support the people on the project, supplementing a bit of their learning and their group work and meeting other people with a bit of digital learning as well. So in it, for example, the Fitbits, as Lisa mentioned, everybody gets a free Fitbit, which is fantastic, but a lot of people don't know how to use a Fitbit. They might not have a smartphone or have any idea about how to download an app. So we do a lot of work with people on that, nice and relaxed. We can go out on the walks. We do digital drop-ins where people can pop along for 5-10 minutes or half an hour, and we'll show them how to use it and how to interact with the app. So that's kind of, the sort of main things that we're doing at the moment, but also
a lot of other support around helping people with possibly job searching. So it might be that they've changed career or been forced to because of ill health or something like that. They're not as mobile or physical as they once were. So we'll help people get to grips with using Microsoft Word, something that they may never have used before, writing a CV, how to sort of apply for jobs online. Everything's sort of, apply for a job online. So we'll show them how to use various job search websites, how to upload a CV, that kind of stuff. There's lots of things around online safety, because that's a big concern, especially for people who don't interact online a lot of the time, or it's fairly new to them. That can be quite a concerning area. What's happening with my data? What sort of information is being gathered and where's it going? But we do all sorts of things, helping people with emails, getting to grips with social media, even just basic confidence with using a Windows laptop or an Android smartphone, just getting used to how the operating system works and how to navigate your way around it. Tons of stuff. We do some other fun engagement kind of things with digital photography. So we'll sort of accompany or run our own little walking groups. You might go out on a nice spring day, get people using their smartphone camera or digital camera, and we'll show them how to take slightly better pictures, how to use all the settings to tweak things, and then do things like photo editing, how to sort of spruce up a photo a little bit, and how to share them. So if they want to publish them to a social media site and share them with friends, or they want to email them to a family member or that kind of thing to show them what they've been up to. There isn't much we won't try and help people with. Pretty much everything. We're not experts in everything, but we certainly try our best to support them in whatever they need.
Lee, it sounds like there's so much available for people who take part in Engage Somerset, so it's really interesting to hear about what's on offer. I'm going to put you on the spot now, have you got like a favourite part of your job, or maybe like an instance where you've been really chuffed on a situation where someone's really been empowered by your support?
I think that's the thing, is the empowerment. It's seeing how people are at the very first session we might have with them, a one-to-one or drop-in, and they are very tentative and they're really nervous. And like you say, with grandparents and family members who might be scared of breaking something, it's seeing that little journey, helping people move from very nervous and unsure to being very confident at the end of it. And, they don't know everything about all the things you can do online and all the devices, but they've got the confidence to want to investigate stuff and explore things in their own time. There's nothing better than when I've worked with someone and say, you say to them, have a little play around in your own time, and I'll see you next week. And they come back and they tell you about all these things that they've been doing and all the new sort of stuff they found online and interacted on YouTube and social media and stuff. And it's really heartwarming to know that people are sort of gaining that confidence to go out and learn for themselves. And it's just fantastic.
Lee, a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you so much for your time. Keep up the great work, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you real soon.
Brilliant. Thank you.
There we go. Lee Martin from Cosmic there. Great stuff. Well, thank you to Lee. That's kind of it for today's segment. Thank you so much for joining us, and for all of our guests. And of course, if you want any more information about Engage Somerset, you can email engagesomerset@plus.org.uk. That's engagesomerset@plus.org.uk. If you're tempted, if you want to find out more information, if you just want to maybe follow up on stuff you've seen today, do reach out. I'm sure the team would love to speak to you. You can also find more about Cosmic by emailing info@cosmic.org.uk. And we're going to be hearing a lot more about Engage Somerset project over the next few weeks and months to come. We're going to follow their progress. And of course, you would be entitled to a free Fitbit as well if you do feel that you want to sign up for that project, which is quite exciting. There we go. Lots happening. And as always, if you've missed anything today, do get in touch with us here at Chaos TV whenever you like, and we can always signpost you into the right places.